Well, thank you everyone who's here today on this beautiful UK day. Happy to have you. We're going to kick things off and talk a little bit about the refresh. Okay. So I'm Shannon. I'm a design director at OpenAI. This past year, I've led identity and events with a fantastic internal team. Before San Francisco, confiding in ChatGPT and wearing Patagonia, I was a print-obsessed designer living in New York and working alongside a few familiar faces here at places like Buck, New York Times, and Pentagram. Moving across the country to California to work in tech was a bit of a plot twist, but I'm really grateful for the opportunity and the people I've met along the way. Some of the amazing people, like Lisa, here today.
Okay, click. Hi, I'm Liza, Creative Director at Studio Dumbar, partner, and I also manage the studio with a colleague of mine, Wouter. If you don't know the studio, it was founded in 1977, and the main focus is identity, motion, and sound. A few pieces of the work that we've done in the last few years, like motion systems for Instagram or branding partners for Utah Jazz, to actually designing identities or refresh identities of the Dutch police, you know, when they had really, really fancy cars, which they don't anymore. But so don't join the police right now, unless you want to relive the 90s. So that's a little bit of the work we do. Here you go.
Okay, thank you. So, big step back. OpenAI is a research and deployment company. A place where the technology evolves faster than the language around it. 10 years ago, OpenAI launched as a research lab, gaining overnight success with the release of ChatGPT in 2022. Starting a hexagonal revolution in the industry and a range of logos. Every org, every utility, every product had its own logo, some even 3. The brand felt like a coding terminal, cold and mechanical, black background, linear gradients, and a monospace font. As a designer, we saw this as an opportunity to bring the company together and bring a more human touch to the identity. Through subtraction and erasure, we were able to remove a lot of the clutter, a lot of the paint, and expose what has always been there, which is an amazing product. For us, we started with research, and that's very native and near and dear to OpenAI overall. But research begins with seeing something, a single observation, a data point, a prompt, a curiosity. For us, we visualized the idea of research in the point, a little black circle. This served as a foundational element for our entire design system and the refresh at large. So you can see the point in the OpenAI logo and the O in particular. It shows up and is conceptually integrated in the typeface, OpenAI Sans. We evolved the blossom, which is our hexagonal logo there, and in the UI as well. You still see it as a cursor in ChatGPT. So language is the cornerstone of artificial intelligence, and in that lies the opportunity to create a beautiful typeface and an invitation into communicating with AI. The concept for us was simple, and we started with the word mark, is we had a perfect circle on the outside symbolizing research, an imperfect circle on the inside suggesting humanity, and it all coming together in an uppercase O for the word mark. We partnered with our friends at ABC Dynamo to make this typeface come to life. As you can see, we had a lot of fun with them. We integrated the point in many places. It was highly in contrast with some of the right angles. Curves were added, and in that, we found this beautiful contrast and harmony. Punctuation was updated with the circle, other things including the top of the eyes, for example. And quickly, we had our first Latin set of the alphabet to run with. Currently, we're in the process of making 13 different global scripts. This is really important to OpenAI's mission, as we are localizing quickly, and our products are being used around the world, and we want to be able to speak the language that is native to everyone. Here's a fun animation of some of the chaos and fun we were having with typography along the way. Our word mark is the clearest, most direct distillation of this idea of subtraction. We used OpenAI Sans and typed out the logo. The dream is to have the logo as live text throughout the ecosystem, and it just shows that there's no need for ornamentation, and it's really about language and the prompt to get things started. An evolved blossom. So many of you guys may not know, this guy has a name. His name is Blossom, affectionately known as the Blossom. It has a big role in the company's history. People have been married in front of the Blossom. Some people may or may not have tattoos of the Blossom. So when we started this process, it became very clear that we had to incorporate that and involve it, especially with a refresh, and handle it with care. The original Blossom was designed with the intent that the hexagon in the center meant technology, and the curved outer edges meant humanity. So we kept those as part of the design. However, we were interested in creating balance and integrating it into the typeface. So we adjusted some lines, made it mono weight, and cleaned it up a little bit. For us, everything can be studied, researched with care. Our approach to art direction is something very special to us. It's not meant to be paint or ornamental. We worked with a series of photographers and commissioned many works to get a library of 200 images for the refresh. All of the art direction for the photography was led by the idea of people discovering the world around them and those little moments of introspection. We also brought to life a data visualization system. This was helpful to help researchers convey big ideas in beautiful, clear ways. So that was something we worked really hard and collaborated with a couple of researchers internally. We also have a fantastic texture library. This library is using ImageGen as a thought partner for us to create more complex, imaginative images. This really shows up on the website. I think that's a great place and accompanies a lot of highly dense articles and research papers. We also have a bit of merch, which is a lot of fun, and a 1-800 number that you can call at any time to talk to ChatGPT. Something really important for us is this idea of imperfection and humanity, that balance between technically sound and human-driven. Here's a great example of a collage that was created just using all the different pieces and it coming together. I think we are designing for presence over polish, and that's been an important aspect of this system. This is a beautiful broken slide that I'm going to end on, just talking about the rebrand and some of the beautiful posters that we made that are currently in our office in San Francisco. But overall, this is a digital-first identity, and motion and sound is how we make it come to life. I'm going to hand it over back to the clicker to Lisa.
Okay, so I think this relationship, this kind of weird.
It is a relationship.
It is a relationship.
As of today.
As of today. When we think of OpenAI and the relationship that we've had over the last year, and it's ongoing, it's about craft. And how do we take all the elements that Shannon just showed and really bring it to life when it comes to motion and sound? And when you see a brand that is so simple and so pure, it means that making choices have to be with purpose. You can't just put something there on a page and it does nothing. So you really, really need to take care. And we see all these tools that are around, and you can do anything and everything. And there's a lot of discussions about it, but it doesn't mean just because we can do anything, you should. And that was exactly that for working on this project. It wasn't, really, it was really looking at the essence of it. So when we talk about craft, it's really a conscious choice, and everything counts. And I think, like for all of us here, we can really relate to that. But to go back, in the beginning, I'm not going like, not when I was born, because that would be thousands of years ago. But you're laughing, huh? Because you agree. I know this. But in the beginning, when we started, it was about a year ago. No, more than a year ago. And we worked on several projects, on a lot of events, also in-product motion pieces. And it was really, I mean, it was, of course, and it is very exciting. For example, this was last year with Dev Day. And alongside that, there were, of course, the countdowns. Because OpenAI, I think, comes up with new products, new ideas, like maybe every day. I mean, I think there's a countdown today. So we've designed more countdowns than you can ever imagine. Countdown 1. This is for Dev Day. Spring updates, countdown. And internal events, countdown. I think I'm like,
These are all my countdowns.
Your countdowns. Like, there's like, when you get deadline, like every day is a deadline. These more countdowns. We have reimagined countdowns forever. Oh, and one more countdown. Sorry. So, I mean, this countdowns went on through the whole year. We're still making countdowns. That's not the only partnership we have. But when the brand was complete, and of course this is an ongoing process, then it was re-looking at everything that we had done before and really understanding what OpenAI is and really understanding the essence. And the first question is how do you balance technology with human warmth? It's really like you have to find, it's a fine balance. If you go too far when you express it, when it comes to tech, you can't associate it, but it's also, it goes the other way around. So it's really like almost two sides of the coin that you need to figure out. And the other, I think it's like Shannon said, it is an organization that it's a research organization that actually overnight has now been accessible to millions. Like, now it goes without saying that a lot of us are using ChatGPT. It saved my marriage. That's how far it goes, but you know what I mean. So, knowing all that, not about my marriage, but, sorry, off script. We began at the core and really understanding what does that mean? What does motion mean? What does that portray? So it was really looking at every element one at a time and really bringing it to life. And in a way, it's looking for tactility and sound and motion. It wasn't about what it, how it moves or what you hear, but really you had to feel it. You needed to feel it, like almost touch it. So, first things first was breathing life into the famous blossom. It's alive. And then from there, it's really exposing the inner structure and workings. Like, what does that systematic look like? If we're talking about research, there is like incredible people that are working there researching for new developments every day. So it's really looking at the systematic behind, like the skeleton of it. And then most importantly is the sound. And sound is sometimes overlooked, but sound actually gives reason to motion. it's really, you understand why it moves and what is that voice for OpenAI. So if we talk about typography, we use it's percussion. And when it comes to melody, then of course it's color. And then harmony is all the beautiful images created by all the incredible photographers. So bringing everything together in a way, it is really like an orchestra of movement where all the elements come together, and this is how it came to life. Wow. Thank you.
Parting words. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate you all listening.
Thank you for the collaboration.
Likewise.
Thank you. Wow.
Okay,
Let's
enjoy your
go.
evening, everyone.
Bye-bye.